Hey guys, this is Luke from the Scoundrels Cantina, and welcome to another LEGO Star Wars MOC review. In this video, I'll be reviewing the homemade resistance ski speeder, which is most notably seen at the Battle of Crait in Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi. Keep in mind that this video was made before The Last Jedi came out, and that I only had a few pictures and scenes to work with, and also that I added some of my own stuff into the MOC because I thought it would look better. As you guys probably already know, we don't consider anything after Return of the Jedi as part of the story in our headcanon, including this, because we believe that Return of the Jedi should be the happy ending in the Star Wars story, because it feels right to us that way. A major reason for that is that we don't like The Force Awakens and the sequels, because they really make episodes 1 to 6 totally irrelevant. But LEGO, on the other hand, even if it's based in the sequel era, is awesome and enjoyable as always. That is the main reason why we're doing LEGO Star Wars sequel videos from time to time. Since we never do sequel-related lore videos, I've decided to add a bonus to this MOC review and briefly go over everything that is known about these speeders and the planet they're on at this point in time. Crait was a mineral planet which was located in a remote uncharted section of the galaxy. Its surface was covered with a thin layer of salt which made it look as if it was white, but underneath the salt were red-colored minerals. During the rebellion against the Empire, the Rebel Alliance had an outpost on Crait until its abandonment in 0 BBY prior to the Battle of Scarif. Many years later, sometime after the destruction of the First Order Starkiller base in 34 ABY, Crait was the site of a battle which involved at least several resistant ski speeders against the First Order heavy assault walkers. Poe Dameron is seen driving a ski speeder and will probably be leading an attack on the walkers. The ski speeders, which were first known as resistant skimmers, would drag their stabilizers on the surface of the planet, which would then rip up the scorched surface into red plumes of ash. Personally, this battle sounds a lot like the Battle of Hoth, and I'm sensing rehashed material just like in The Force Awakens, but I really hope I'm wrong for the sake of at least enjoying the personally non-canon movie. But on the other hand, even though the ski speeders look a lot to us like something from Star Trek, at least they're original in a way, and we like them more than any sequel-based vehicles so far. Its design has grown on me, especially while building it in LEGO. Anyway, if this is your first time watching one of our videos, be sure to check out this video in which we explain our personal headcanon view on all of Star Wars. The link will be in the description down below. First off, I'll be going over the minifigures that I would include in this if I was the person behind the actual set, and then I'll get to the review itself. So let's begin. The first minifigure up is Poe Dameron, who is from the Resistance X-Wing Starfighter set, whose number is 75149. Why I chose him instead of a random Resistance pilot is because he's specifically seen in one of these speeders. He's actually supposed to have a black jacket, but I think it's okay to just use Poe from the Force Awakens LEGO sets. I would also add a BB-8 minifig simply because he's Poe's droid and is always around him. Also, a few of those ugly designed Resistance troopers would fit here, just so that there are more minifigs. Now let's get to the actual MOC review. Its design really reminds me of a B-Wing starfighter in some sort of way because of where the cockpit and the engines are placed. At first I was making this thing with dark green colors, but then I changed it up into the regular Republic colors which I saw on the Hasbro Ski Speeder toy. As you can see, when in comparison, I added a bit more of the red colors because it looked empty without them, and also the actual color of the speeder is white instead of grey, but since I already built it before finding out it was white, I think it's completely fine this way. As you can see, the cockpit is kind of a mistake because it's not supposed to be a fully closed one, but since LEGO doesn't have a cockpit piece which only goes halfway, this will simply have to do, and I still think it looks really nice. I also put a rubber band at the front so that it has more details. This is what it looks like on the inside, and it has a control panel as well as some awesome looking red piece at the back. And this is what it looks like when I put Poe Dameron inside. Here is a look at the back of the cockpit, and it has some random details on the sides and an engine piece at the very back. In the Last Jedi teaser trailer, we see this thing from the back, and I'll leave it to you to tell me if it looks accurate in almost every way except for the right side of it, which is a bit bigger, in order for it to stand without falling due to the cockpit's weight. As you can see, I also paid a lot of attention to the shape of the parts holding the cockpit, engine and blaster cannons together, aka the thin parts that connect it all. Now here's a look of it from the side, just as we saw in the teaser trailer, and the reason why I'm comparing it to the ones in the trailer is because I specifically based my design off of that, because the Hasbro toy wasn't revealed at the time when I was making it. At the back of the engine I put two flag pieces to make it as similar as possible to the actual speeders, and also it can move 360 as you can see. The stabilizer is at the bottom, and I made it to be completely movable in any way I want it, but in a straight line. It can also completely pull up as if there is no stabilizer at all. I also paid some attention to the colors of the so-called connections that hold the speeder together, especially the red lines that go across closest to the engine part, and I also added some grey vents for more details. Here we have the blaster cannons, which I tiled and sloped up on top, and when you look at it from the side and the back, you can see that it's much bigger underneath it than it's supposed to be, because I wanted to balance out the weights on both sides. The connections holding the speeder can move as well on both sides like this, but there is no need for it because they are supposed to be fixed into their original positions. And now in the middle we have the main engine, in which I added striped pieces to make it look as accurate as possible. On the outside of it, I simply sloped it up where I could, and that's it. Now I just changed up the color of the circular engine piece into red, which is kind of a minor mod to it, and you feel free to tell me which looks better. And the other mod to it is adding two of these missile type pieces in the middle of the front of the engine, which is what the Hasbro Ski Speeder toy has. Anyway guys, this is it on the MOC review, and I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to check out our other videos and subscribe. The link for our MOC review playlist will be in the description down below, as well as the links to our custom minifigure and set review playlists. Also, we hope you enjoyed the slideshow now at the end. Anyway, remember guys, God is awesome, may the force be with you always, and we'll see you in another video. You Rebel Scum. Have an awesome day. Bye bye.